At Lonsdale Street Studio, we believe in the power of storytelling to connect people and create change. That's why we're proud to be the production partner for this Running for Resilience podcast.
Well, pretty exciting to be in the homeland of two legends. Not only, I mean, you're infamous, really, both of you, in a lot of ways. You look concerned.
Yeah, I was going to say, hang on.
PG.
Yeah. No, we're in the heart of Canberra, in the studios here, and they're beautiful studios. And this morning we've been doing a bit of a run from the dock for Crusade for Connor, right?
Yeah. So we had a sneaky little 10K. I think it was just short, but yeah, we did the east basin of the lake, and yeah, so we've got about 300 altogether. So Crusade for Connor, it's its third year now, and yeah, really, I met the guys, was it 3 years ago, and they just sort of did a physical challenge each. Like, there was a guy that played tennis for 24 hours. Another guy was on his guitar, like busking all day and night.
I wanted to ask a question to them. I didn't get the chance, but how many times did he do K-San is what I want to know. Like, how many times are we doing that song during 12 hours of busking?
Horses, maybe.
Yeah, he would have got to run.
Tracy Chapman.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, so they're raising money for neuro, so schizophrenia research. And sadly they had their friend Connor, he'd committed suicide and he'd suffered from schizophrenia, and I guess didn't quite know how to deal with it. And their whole mission now is just creating awareness and some much needed funds. And every year they get together, even though they've sort of branched out of Canberra. I think they're about mid-20s, all the lads, but they've really created something. And you saw firsthand, like 300 people rocked up, and bunch did a 5K walk, bunch did a 10K run, and then they stayed back at the dock for some food after. So
super cool. And I think we'll dive more into that later, but I think it's a true testament to the culture you guys have been a part of down here, where it's almost like every week it feels like, and it might not be, but there's people run for all types of reasons, and you guys really lean into. We sort of touched on this on the way over, Shooter, and the fact that I've been really blown away by the way that R4R clearly is a massive supporter of mental health, which is amazing and incredible in and of itself. But that when other people have other needs or support other things, that there's just as much energy going to that, which is super cool. But anyway, so that was a lot of fun. We sat around, had a bit of food. The weather opened up, and it was nice and sunny out there. But look, today I really want to. We got connected with you guys about a year ago, maybe 18 months ago, and it's been awesome to connect with your community. But I really want to go back a little bit from the start of R4R, and I've been enjoying the podcasts, the couple that have been loaded up, and hearing about why things start and then how it evolves, because there's something that you start something and then people go, hey, that's really cool, I'm going to lean into that. And then it starts to snowball. And I'm really keen to hear from you guys about your perspective of R4R and how that started, and then the doc's involvement in that. That we had 300 people today turn up outside the pub, and that happens almost, it's not every day, but all, and more,
Yeah.
And so I guess it's an open question to both of you to go, tell me about your experience in the R4R community and how that evolved in the way that you were a part of that, Jess, I'm super keen to understand more about it.
I think I came into R4R, I think 3 years ago or something was my first time. I had a friend doing the whole, you got to come down to this thing, it's really cool. But it has been that thing that has evolved from someone saying it to someone else rather than us going out and advertising like crazy. Like, obviously we've got hats and stuff like that, but just having a friend ask, come on down, this is really cool, it's really fun, it's really different, and you get a beer at the end.
No, you've won me over.
I know.
I
know.
But so you it was just invite. It wasn't something you'd seen before. It was like, hey, you should come check it. Yeah, okay, cool.
No. So it was just, it came down for that, and then it's just, I was hit and miss for a while. Like, I didn't come along every week and stuff, but then it's now just every Wednesday. I'm like, that's my thing. I've got to go down there and have a crack, talk to people, and see who's about, and I love it.
Yeah.
It's really great. And it's grown so much. It's amazing.
Well, even in the 3 years that you started coming. So when you started coming, like, you know, it wasn't 700 people
what
turning
was
up
it
on a
like?
Wednesday night. You know what I mean?
Close to 100 that
Maybe.
long ago, or not quite?
Not
even?
quite. Not quite. I think, you know, it would have been just shy of 100 around then.
Yeah.
That's when the old bar tab for the free beer after was a bit cheaper, eh, Shooter?
Yeah. Had to really
You know, the beers after piling up, 700
they
people. You
try
know.
and rally for a beer sponsor at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know anyone?
Well,
So
thanks, Traveller.
yeah, 100%.
Thank you, Traveller.
100%. And I think that's part of it, though. Like, we joke about it, but that is part of it, right? You come and do something together, and then there's like that community time after. And so you started coming more regularly,
Yeah.
as a part of that after.
Yeah, it just kept coming along and stuff. And then it's that whole, well, the food at the dock is amazing for
Yeah, man.
starters. Like, it's not your typical pub food.
Yeah.
So I really like that. So you stick around, you talk to people afterwards, have your drink, have something to eat. And I think it's really good for all the businesses along that front as well, because they're like, people like different
there's
stuff.
hordes of people. So
And it's amazing. Yeah, it's really cool.
And Shooter, from your perspective, I mean, having the pub there, and you had the pub there before a lot of those shops were, you know, what that is now.
Yep.
Tell me about like R4R and then the dock and how the connection of all of that
Yeah. So
in the early days.
Yeah, so early days, I remember Ben came to me. He's like, "Oh, I've been talking to a guy called Matt, and he wants us to do like this bit of a one-off run for sort of like suicide awareness." And he told me like his story about his dad, Breeny's dad, and then his mum had been sick as well. And so a bunch of us, maybe like a dozen, were there for the first run, maybe 15 or 20, and we ran around the lake, came back, and like, we'll shout beers and pizza. So got the jugs out and pizza, happy days. There's like 15 of us, and
Can't
like
do pizzas for free now.
it was on a Wednesday as well at 6 o'clock.
Nope.
So so same time as what it is now. And then no pizzas for 300 or 400 now, unfortunately. Just a cheap schnitty. And it went really well. And then we're like, I think Breeny was like, should we do it again next week, same time? Like, yeah, happy days. And that sort of just went on for a few months. And it's like a core of maybe 15, 20, and people would come, people would go, but we never thought that was even, we just like, let's just keep showing up, because me and Ben had the running bug back then as well. And like, we were right in the park running and trying to beat each other. So it was like a good sort of midweek little blowout. And it actually, back in when there was like 50 people, it was actually, we had a bit of a competition who could win. It was a bit more competitive than what it is now.
Yeah.
I'd be worried Ben would try and wrestle you down.
So like
Push it.
So like if you saw like a couple of speedsters, like we're having this like just a easy run, you'd be like, I might try and sneak out early days and
I'm going to send it,
start to gap the field. And then when they're really quick guys, they're like, that you sort of, you cross back and you've made enough ground and you're just trying to hang on at least for a place or something. So it was quite, it was good day. And that just went on for ages, and it just slowly, just like more people. COVID sort of stopped us, but we still had like a Strava challenge, and I think the doc was putting on like a free schnitty, like if you completed so many Ks, like when we could. And one thing led to another, and obviously Rich and Jess getting on board, and Afra creating like this whole far out, we set up a charity. It's not just like rocking up. And had never thought that we'd be sitting around a table talking about it in a podcast, and there's like a flew for our hat and some bloke from bloody Central Coast and his bloody missions here interviewing me. That dragged me and Jess up a mountain 18 times, and the connections that we've sort of built is pretty special. And it just all happened very naturally, and never thought like we weren't building a brand at the start of R4R. It was just like a group of like-minded people. And I actually do miss those days a little bit as well. Like, it's quite stressful running a R4R at the pub every Wednesday, and like you're getting like 300-400 people, and they need water and set up the microphone, get the heaters out, get the signage, and there's so many volunteers, so they do such a great job. It makes the doc's life a lot easier, and appreciate all the volleys out there. But I kind of miss those days when you almost did know everyone as well by name, and it'd be sort of nice to know a lot more
Yeah.
names. It's just like you just sort of, and everyone's still such a good vibe, but I do miss those days because
Yeah.
I could enjoy it a bit more myself. But for the greater good, I'm happy to you serve Afra, and it's special.
Yeah,
What
it really is.
Well, yeah, I mean, like what I heard you just say is like it starts. I'm going to say out of it, it's not a silly idea, but someone goes, "Let's do this," and then people go, "That's a good idea," and it starts to evolve this thing, even the competitive running. But it gets to this spot where I think consistency is the thing, right? And running is all about consistency, right?
Correct.
Like to be able to do races or things you want to achieve, consistency is key. But it's the same about being a community where you know that every Wednesday, it's a bit like church. Like really,
Yeah.
if that every Saturday or Sunday, whatever day you go, someone's going to be there and to greet you or hang out or be a community.
Correct.
And I think that's why it becomes meaningful to people. Is go, I don't care what my day looks like or my week. I know on a Wednesday night, I'm going to be around like-minded people
Correct.
to do something. So it was cool when it was 10 people, and it's cool when it's hundreds of people.
Yeah.
Truth.
It means the same thing, which is super cool. Yeah.
Yeah, even like I feel like I was talking to you on the run earlier today, like I've been in hospitality for so long, and you kind of like you do get a bit jack of the nights and dealing with people that have maybe had a couple of too many beers and
I'm sorry, mate. I'm sorry.
but
We've all been there, haven't we?
that's another podcast.
Yeah, that's
itself. But
Drinking for resilience.
yeah.
yeah, but to have like I guess I've been super fortunate that you do have a pub and you're like, oh, this is like an open space and so open arms to all walks of life. It doesn't matter what religion, who you bloody vote for, or like everyone's welcome. It's such I guess it's a good spot to meet for a run, especially if you come by yourself because like I don't know, there's already staff there. It's well lit up and there's toilets and drinks and
There's almost no reason to not go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
and even like if you're not drinking beer, like you can still socialise, and I think that's something that, yes, it's getting harder and harder to socialise because of obviously technology, and you just entertain from your couch now with all means. But to just get people out, and you can still come to a pub and have a fat time even if you don't have an alcoholic beverage. Yeah,
It's just a
but if you
safe
do want
space.
one, then happy days. And it was always a little bit. Once it started getting big, because we always gave everyone a free beer after, and it's just like, but then it's like, oh, all right, far out, like trying to promote mental health here, and alcohol clearly is a lot of problem for a lot of people. So we did question it. Should we like stop giving out the freebie? Like we don't promote it apart from us talking about it now, but like in terms of like having one bid strength, and you obviously if you're licensed, you can still drive, or we give a rosé to the ladies that don't like a beer, or some raspberry lemonade that gets people flying a bit.
Could crush a raspberry lemonade.
Post run. But it's been nice to sort of still stick with the one beer after it, because it does.
Agreed.
You get that sort of runner's high, and then you have a sip of beer, or rosé, or fire engine, and you just like you feel just so a bit more open to chat.
Yeah, I was just going to say I was going to say it's the social lubricant, but it's not about being the alcoholic beverage. It's about like enabling a moment together.
Yep.
It's like you stand there and it's sort of like, oh, okay, this is cool, but then there's sort of a reason to sit and chat. And so, look, I'm a massive fan of the community, and we got introduced, for the Blood Run film, and through Dan, Dan was going to be here today, but sadly couldn't. But he said, hey, listen, we've been talking with the guys for Running for Resilience. He works down here, so he's run with you guys a few times and like met a few of you guys and was like, hey, listen, we're talking to these guys about showing the film down there. And, didn't know you guys from a bar or so. We just turn up and, as we were talking about today, we brought a couple of lads down and had a good time and whatever. But what I was blown away with was the authenticity of the people involved, and I was first of all blown away that the pub was full of people wanting to watch the film, but even after and then post that was just a really genuine connection to people, and that's where we all met really at that time, and for better or for worse, you can't get rid of me. But it is a credit to the community and I guess the way you guys roll. It's authentic. It's real. There's no bullshit. It's like if you had a crappy day, well then that's okay. If we're having fun, well we're having fun, you know. And I think that's really special. So, Jess, you're now you're pretty involved now with RFR.
Yep.
What gives you the joy? Like outside of the obvious of like having a place for people to come and then maybe a place for yourself to be regular. What gives you the joy for it?
I still think like community.
Yeah.
100%. It's down to the community and stuff, and seeing the different people that are coming in and being involved is really cool. And just the things that we do like within it as well. Like there are so many, as you said, like again, it comes down to community, but someone's doing, you know, this for leukemia, someone's doing this for kids, someone's doing like all these different things, and we all support everybody's stuff.
Yeah.
As you know, within reason, of course.
Yeah, even the more the merrier. Even like other run clubs, like if they're fighting the same fight, then join them. Yeah, for sure. And it's been such a vehicle for R to host and to support and to promote other causes as well. And that's probably been the one thing that I feel like why it's been probably it's gained so much momentum is because we're the R4R community is just very open arms in terms of and it does, even though we're suicide prevention, like leukemia is still it's all very relatable as well in terms of like your mental well-being.
I think there's impacts across any. People run for a bunch of different reasons, right? Which is we sort of talked about before. But when there's, I'm going to say, tragic or tragedy around a reason why people run, it can lead to very impactful mental health issues, right? And I'm not talking about for the individual. I'm talking about for the family that's connected to the situation. Like, you know, we've got our own story, you know, personally around blood cancer and my wife's mum. And I see the impact of blood cancer now in that family. It's as raw as the day it happened for that family.
But also for you, because I know you obviously came into the family a lot later, yet I've seen you in tears about it as well. So it obviously, like, it does impact the whole family, but you're a part of that.
Yeah, and I think when you observe the pain that people go through, like we put this film out, right, which is a really personal story for us in the way that it's about Tara's family directly. And Tara's father couldn't watch it. Like the first time we watched it was on Foxtel, like a year later, like over a year later. And so that's how raw it is. And I guess when we come back to the mental health thing, it comes in different forms, right, in the way that it affects people. So whether it's blood cancer, schizophrenia, like we ran for today, or any other battle that people are fighting, it's still connected. And I think that's why it's so powerful that you guys have the community you are, because you lean into other people's stuff, right? And so I left. We did 7 showings of that film, and I can honestly say, hand on heart, that was the most real and community experience I had showing it. Sadly, my brother who made the film couldn't make that, but I left there feeling like I was a part of the RFR community, and I don't know if you fully get how special that is.
Yeah, because I remember early days, like I think it was Adrian that put us in touch, was it? Yeah. And I think I was talking to you over the phone, and we're like, oh yeah, like movie night. No, we'll make it work at the pub. Like we'll figure out. And we did it on a night that we were closed. I think it was a
Monday night. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, never really hosted too many movie nights, but it's for a good cause, and you sounded like a really good bloke.
I must have confused you over the phone, mate. AI.
But yeah, so now we'll have this movie night. We'll promote it through R4R, so we try selling enough tickets to raise a bit of coin, and it all went well. And then I remember you sent me like the film, and I just had to make sure like it was going to go through the TVs fine and whatnot. And so I'm in the pub alone. I think I was cleaning or doing something, and
Domestic goddess.
Yeah, look at you.
It's nice to be in the pub by yourself. And I put this on the big screen and making sure the audio is all good and it's all syncing nice. I'm like, oh, this is a pretty like legit production here. And yeah, I didn't know you from Bar of Soap, but within like the first like 2 minutes, like, and I'm just by myself, and I was still like keeping busy. Like I was keeping, like, I wasn't totally locked into the film, cleaning something, and then
Cleaned the same table 3 times watching.
but
Very
like,
clean.
I'm starting to listen in, and then I was like, and I don't. Like if a dog dies in a movie or something, I'm shocking. Like, oh, waterworks, but so I do have a heart. But like after 2 minutes, like I was starting to tear up and go, oh my God, like the whole pub is going to be in tears after a few minutes here, and I don't even know the guy and his family, and like I knew your story, but I was like, can't imagine what it must have been like for people that knew your family personally. Watching that film would have been like, or the heartstrings would have been pulled major. Like, did you tear up at all, Jess, during the
I'm a big
film?
sook, yeah.
Yeah, like the very start was just this is going deep. Yeah,
It went deep, hard, fast.
Yeah, so if you haven't seen it already, Blood Run, how can they watch it?
Actually, excitingly, it goes live. It's on Foxtel right now, so it's on KO and Binge. So you can get it on there, but it starts on SBS On Demand this week coming. So
wow.
the 28th.
that's so
So you'll be able to watch that for
You can watch that for free on there,
man.
So check it out. But
awesome, like motivated to like, well, you can watch it on the couch. That's fine, but like after it, you'd be like, oh, I need to rip in here and sign up for an ultra or do something crazy.
Yeah.
which
Which
is great.
Yeah.
No matter how fast you are or like slow or like you just get it done. And it's not about beating Joe Bloggs. It's about improving yourself, and that's what
correct.
Consistency, rocking up, showing up, and that's the major battle. And if you can do that with a community, then far out. That's the secret sauce, I think.
Isn't it?
100%. I think sometimes a lot of running can be about fast splits, PBs, all of that sort of thing, which is cool. Like if that's your thing, then fair enough. I think when you see people achieving something that they didn't think they could, I think that becomes really exciting. And it's funny you say that. You come up to me after the film, Jess, and you're like, "Hey, listen, like."
You're in trouble.
Yeah. Like, whatever you've planning next, like, let me know, whatever. And you may have regretted saying that. With
Absolutely no regrets. I did say to you at the end, you're in so much trouble because I want to do what you've just
the
done.
trail, yeah.
And my husband's going to kill you.
Rich, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Then you offered support though.
Yeah,
you said, I'll come crew.
I'll come crew, no problems. But it was an instant connector of community for us. Yeah, certainly for our crew. And Bloody Mission, as I don't think we've met a crew like Alpha R, and that's not pissing in anyone's pocket because that's not what I do. But it's special, I guess. And so we're stoked to be talking, or even just having a chat about the history of Alpha R, the doc, where it's at now, personal experiences from it, those sorts of things. Is there a highlight, and I know it's hard, but is there a highlight over the last few years before we keep going that's connected to Alpha R and the doc that you could share?
There's so many good things, isn't there?
I know it's hard to pick one, but
yeah.
I guess what I'm saying is when you look back, there's oftentimes you go, man, that was cool. Like, and it might have been the first time you got 100 people there, or the first time, you had to set up volunteers and you're like, wow, this is crazy. It's getting bigger than we thought, like whatever.
Yeah, probably to the point where, like, okay, we need a microphone. Like instead of just
Instead of you yelling.
Oh, and
yelling.
like having the first timers flag and all that sort of stuff.
Like a water station. It's like,
Yeah.
far out, we're going to need a water station now because there's so many people. Because, I think we just had a cooler and like it would just be like a single file, but we soon figured out you'd be waiting 3 hours for a drink of water if we didn't sort of pre-fill the cups.
Yeah.
But all of that is like, okay, stuff where we got to start planning around. Like, it's not just let's turn up. We really got to start thinking about this, right? Yeah.
But even doing the planning day when we went out to the farm.
Yeah, I was overseas. I missed that day.
Oh, that's right. See, I was having too much fun. I didn't even realise you weren't there.
We get it, mate. You're a seasoned traveller. God.
Oh, yeah, it's all about Shooter.
Yeah.
We picked.
Yeah. So there was a planning set. What do you mean?
Yeah, we had like a planning day that we went out to a farm, out to Benny's family farm.
Okay.
And just had this awesome day just planning the whole next year and stuff, and lunch together and breakfast and park run on the way. And it was cool.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
I think a bit of a highlight for me was when Breeny got nominated for like Australian
Australian of the Year.
Yeah.
Really?
But
Australian? Really?
Yeah,
Or was
for
it Australian of the Year or like community
volunteer? It
volunteer
was
of the
volunteer
year?
of the year. Yeah.
Oh, that's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when he was like, he won like, he was like the ACT representative. So there's like 7 people that, and I remember like he went, got all suited up and he went with Benny, and that was like, yeah, from what started as like let's just get together a dozen of us to, holy hell, like this guy is now potentially going to get like one of the Australian of the Year awards.
It's a huge flex.
And
It's
then
really
like
cool.
he's doing a TED talk, and I don't know if you don't know Brenny personally, like he's not
showy.
and I think that's I'm glad that we've sort of gone down this line, because he's not the sort of guy that like, it's not like, oh, I'm going to start a run club and I'm going to.
No. He's
And
not. He's
it's
got
not-
zero arrogance about any of it. The ego is
and-
just not there. He's just a
And like
hands
he's,
down good person.
I wouldn't say he's shy on the mic, but like he's, he's not like world's greatest showman in terms of like, but what he does, like, and he's actually developed his speaking, like public speaking massively, and now I listen to him like, oh, like I don't know if you've done your research or what you've done, because now when I hear you talk, it's like I'm locked in, like he can deliver
It's
it
on
so
another
well
level,
now.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but for such a person that's like so humble and like at no point was he doing it to
Boost himself.
followers or anything
Yeah.
like that. Like you could just see, and I think that's especially why Afra is where it is today, is because Matt Breen is just like, I don't know, like
He's
he's
so genuine.
such a genuine, grounded guy that never wanted any kind of, like he still doesn't want, like he's still like I don't know,
Humble.
yeah, like
Yeah.
he like not praise is the right word, but like like he's so happy for other people to have the limelight as well, in the success that it is. But it's and I think that's was such a big contributor, because and as soon as you meet the guy, you're like, oh, he's not doing it for followers here. Like he's just
It comes from it like when it's real and it has this like, I don't care for the social media likes. I don't care for the kudos that you might give me. I'm moved to do something like that's powerful, man. Like, and I think
Isn't
it causes what you guys are talking about and are involved in right now. Like, but to be humble about it, and that's why the community is the way that it is, because there's
agreed.
people that run this thing.
and there's so many
like
there's so many Breenies, like-minded Breenies that come to Afra, and they're all the ones that make it so special. Like like they're the ones rocking up each week, and they're the ones that have created Afra. Yeah,
It's not one person. It might be one person's story that has started this, but it's
Like
not
you
one
get like-
person that builds a community.
no,
Yeah,
like
that's
the
right.
Singies of the world, like.
oh my gosh.
He's
We
such
need
a
to get
weapon.
him
You
on
need
here.
to meet
He's
this guy
amazing.
singing. He's like he just does not stop running. Like he's part of every single run club in Canberra.
Yeah.
He's on the the
Oh, the
dragon. He's
dragon
dragon
boating.
boat. He's up some mountain. Like he's just, I don't know how he keeps going out.
I know, he's
I'm
amazing.
convinced he might be like there might be some
I
kind
think
of
there might
road.
be a few of them, but we just.
Or
think
maybe
it's
he's
the one.
maybe he's like a triplet.
Like, there's like, yeah, he's got all these hidden.
He's one of
hidden
three.
I'm sure there's
yeah.
plenty
He's one
of
of three, but you
And they're
never
just-
realise.
Yeah, they're just all over the
I'm
place.
sure there's plenty of
It's
singers
amazing.
out there. Yeah, maybe he
Yeah.
is a triplet. I don't know how else he
Maybe.
does it, because he moves quite well for how many
Yeah.
Ks that he does. This guy, like I don't know, he must do like 80, 90 Ks a week, and he's done that probably for the last
Yeah,
since I've known him.
easily.
How good.
But like so guys like him, and we've got like Tony Maria, like there's just like all the familiar faces that you keep seeing. And they don't want any credit, any praise, but they're the ones that keep rocking up, and they really feel like they've like they're such a part of it.
Yeah. They're the building blocks of it all.
Yeah,
hey?
and I guess since Afra's branched out now, like it's at Denman, you see the jetties there, and like each little one has like their own kind of little it gets like their own little community, and they feel like they kind of own
It's
it.
theirs, yeah. it becomes something they take on and want to help evolve,
Yeah.
like the original one, the OG.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, because if anyone's out there and a new one does pop up or some of the newer ones, like get around it at early days because that's like
Well, that's what you were telling us about
cherish it,
before.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that was the stuff that
It's like I saw a little puppy today and he was a Labrador.
that brown one.
Oh, the brown was so
So
cute.
cute.
Oh, gosh.
Crusade for Connor. And I'm telling the owners, they're like, yeah, he's getting bigger every day. I'm like, it's like cherish it. Cherish it.
Remember these days.
He's going to be like 40 kilos. It's like unstoppable ball. Just like, and yeah, that's sort of like what the early days are for Aros. And it's not the bigger, the better. It's great that we get 300 on a Wednesday, but the special ones are like the smaller ones.
Yeah.
And even if there's 5 people that keep going, like it's, and I feel like RFR doesn't so much measure the success of numbers either. It's just
No.
more so as long as like one person can be positively affected, then it's done its job. And it's
True.
it's definitely proven that it's helped so many people now, especially like get out of dark place. Just the consistency of rocking up and the community and the bit of exercise and the chat afterwards, and
That's success. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
success, not anything else. As
No.
well as the trending, the downward trend of
Yeah.
suicide in the ACT, which is epic. You know.
Yeah.
I want to switch gears a little bit and go to, I guess, post our interaction and us meeting, and then inviting you guys to the Vertical 5K challenge. So the Bloody Mission Vertical 5K. You know, our events aren't the normal sort of events. They're normally a bit weird or a bit different in some form or fashion. And when I messaged you guys and said, hey, listen, it's not about how long you go, it's about how far you go up, you both were like, yeah, I'm in. Like straight away it was like, I don't really know what I'm signing up for, but I'm in. Tell me about when I first asked you, and I know you're both pretty keen to like at least give it a challenge. What was going through your head when I first mentioned that?
I hate hills. I was just straight away. That sounded like the bee's knees, and how grateful to be invited to come along and do it as well. Because half the time I sit there and go, "Geez, I suck at running," but it wasn't about that. Again, it just still felt community and all that as well. I loved it.
Yeah, and I think for people that don't know about it, there's 15 participants that go up that repeat on a climb 16 times. That's 340 metres in elevation, and it's about 60 kilometres.
Yep.
It's about that, but it's not a race on the distance; it's a race on the up, and the vertical park run, I guess it is in some ways.
Yeah.
But it's not for the faint-hearted. As far as not everyone could probably do that,
Correct.
And I knew you guys were up for a challenge, and so I like that you said, "Oh, I'm not a good runner." That's hilarious in and of itself. But
there were some very good runners there
Oh
as
my
well.
goodness,
It's definitely
weren't
out
they
of
what?
our league.
Oh,
nah, and so Jess, from your perspective, like tell me what's going through your head, like when you turn up, and I remember you rocking up, bringing the SUV up the muddy track
What
there.
was it,
Oh
the
my
Beamer
gosh.
or Mercedes? What'd you have?
the Porsche.
Oh, poor.
And
Get with it.
the Porsche had a fair bit of mud on it,
mate.
by the end of that. But tell me what was going through your.
It wasn't sprayed on either. That was
No,
like
no, it's
legit-
the real
No,
deal.
that's
It's the
real
real
gear.
deal.
Yeah.
And I did say I was going to drive all the way up until I saw that hole in the road.
I was like, please don't. I'm going to get in trouble somehow. Please don't drive in it. But
Thank goodness for Matt and his bush basher.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Tell me what was going through your head when you got there, and then like what was ahead of you? Because up until this point, the prerequisite was raising $500 for LF,
Yep.
for the Leukemia Foundation. So you'd raise the money. You're there. You're in the moment. We're looking off that peak, looking down. What's going through your head?
I just love that we rocked off and stuff, and we walked down to the start, and then there's this fire going, and everyone's hanging out, and it was relaxed. Everyone was just like, did you find that too? Like it was just really kind of
Yeah, it's very chilled.
very chilled and just fun. Like, and it was, I guess I didn't have any nerves about it at all. Like it was, because again, you made it so comfortable for everyone to come along and just have a fun day out. And then watching people like Matt run down the hill with a bloody Bundy in his hand, stacking because he's looking for koala. I was going to say kangaroos up the trees. Koalas up in the trees and stuff, but didn't spill a drop. Like it's just a whole heap of crazy cut snake kind of people and stuff having a really good day out.
Mm. It was funny. Matt's someone who's been in the community down here with Elevate.
Correct.
And a good mate of mine since I was probably 9 years old. And I was down when we showed the film. Actually, I sidled up next to Cherie, and she had the Elevate, and I didn't know Cherie. Right.
Yeah.
And I looked across. And I said, "Hey, what's that shirt?" And she goes, "Oh, it's my business, whatever." I said, "You don't know Matt Robbie, do you?" And she's like, "Yeah, I know Matt." Like it's just anyway, it was worlds colliding. But Matt definitely brought a unique energy to most
He's wild.
The kid can run, right? But
can't he wild?
Mate, when he started to. Most people use an Endura gel. He was using
sinking the Bundies,
Bundy and Coke. but wow. Yeah, and look, it was a cool. And I tried to have dope people come, and you guys were sort of a part of that, of course. But the up and backs and because there's a bunch of people there you didn't know, right? Like
I only knew you guys really, and obviously Cherie and Matt. And that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're going up and down, you're sort of, I'm going to say, seeing new faces or whatever, and then probably not new faces, by the time you keep going up and down past each other.
I don't know, we're getting pretty delusional by then. So they were all new faces by the end of the day.
Maybe you were seeing the kangaroos up in the tree. But in all of that, have you ever done anything like that before?
Not like that one.
Yeah.
No.
And so where's your head at when you start this thing? You go down because we started at the top.
Yeah.
You go down. Where's your head at?
You go down and stuff, and then you're like, geez, that's lured us into a false sense of security. And then you turn around and go, oh, Christ, look at that thing. But you had to get away from the creepy servo as quick as possible.
It is a creepy servo.
It's creepy servo. But yeah, it's, again, I hung out with Cherie the whole time. Obviously, she smoked me up on the hill. But it was just, chatting and jogging and fun.
Were you jogging up the hill?
No.
I was going to say, you're sick.
My God.
You're sick.
I kept pretending.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Shooter, this for you at the time, you were probably a bit worried about this. That's my take on it. Would that be fair?
You didn't give me too much time to prep, and I think I was in I was overseas at Vietnam and Sri Lanka having a good time in Maldives, and I signed up. I'm like, it's only 6 or 7 weeks away. I got to get some Ks in the legs. So then I probably got too many Ks in legs too early and got a couple of injuries. But one thing I took out of it was power hiking sticks. Your best friend,
the wizard sticks.
Yeah. There's no way I could have done it without the hiking sticks. So they were the MVP for me, especially going even down, just because after a while your legs your feet are cooked, and my feet were. But yeah, it's if for the Canberrans out there, it's like doing Ainsley 25 times.
Yeah.
Up and down a road, but it was a lot more rugged, not so much just your path.
Yeah, it gets pretty technical in certain parts up there. Yeah. So that's Heaton's Gap, which is up. Sort of between Central Coast and Newcastle.
Yeah, and there was some absolute weapons running down. I was quite slow going down. I was all right going up because the power hiking sticks were getting me back up, but going down I was pretty slow. But yeah, I was pretty watching me time, and we sort of had a cut off was 8 p.m. and I was like, if I can keep tracking it this time, I'll probably get in there with an hour to go. But I was getting slower and slower to the point where I didn't get to stop once, apart from the creepy servo, which...
did you go into the servo?
The caffeine was starting to build up. So I sat down. It was a pretty quick stop. Might have been maybe 50, 60 seconds that I got to sit at the servo, get rid of the caffeine and all the gel.
Yeah.
And then I was back into it. And I didn't sit down that whole time because I knew if I sat down, I was just I probably wasn't going to get back up. But Yeah, at the end there, and I think I might. I don't think I had headphones either. Did you have headphones?
No, I don't wear headphones
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah, and I didn't have any headphones. A lot of people didn't. Like, you'd say hi to people as they're crossing you, and they're in their zone, like listening to Anna Sammy or something a bit messed up. But so we were both just going, just raw dog, just like our own thoughts, and yeah, sort of like 3/4 in, like you're starting to really think about like your life because you're just you on the mountain, and you're thinking about like the last like. Yeah, like, what have I done? What have I done with my life? And now I'm on a mountain trying to get 5Ks vert. If I made the right decision.
What have I done with my life?
What have I done with my
And then you get back up again because you reach the top and you see everyone and they're like the cowbells are going and you have a couple of snakes and like, oh no, life's all right again. And then you're back down and it's just like, I don't know, it's just sort of like, yeah, it was almost just like so much was condensed in just that one day. It's just your emotions are just like,
Oh, it's you go all over the place.
yeah, like it's real. Everything is so enhanced, and it's just you there, and you've got so much time to think, and your body's like suffering as well. But it's more so your brain. It's just like,
I've got to do that
it's
again.
going in some dark spots,
Yeah.
but I don't know. It's sort of the dark spots you need to kind of listen for as well. Yeah, and then after that, like when you finally finish it, you're like, oh, it's done. Like thank God, and yeah, that was pretty special. And I remember like. And it was getting on dark, and I think like half a dozen had finished it already.
I was gone.
Yeah, you were out of there.
I pulled out early.
You were out off the mountain. It's just like me, and I think there was another guy behind me that was still doing it.
Levi was behind you.
Yeah, so I wasn't the last one on the mountain, but yeah, just like, and you got all these people waiting for me, like, oh, when's he bloody going to get up here? Like, hurry up. But,
do you know what? It wasn't like that at all from my perspective. And so, I was kind of.
Because it was getting on dark and, like, we were a bit of a.
And the weather was
in the
coming in, you
sticks,
remember?
yeah.
Remember,
That's
it was really starting to come in. Like, I can honestly say, Shooter, out of anyone that day, that was you and Levi, who very early on were like, I could tell that, like, this is hard. You know, like, you're copping. And fair enough, too, because it is bloody hard. But I couldn't believe the amount of like grit you had all day to finish that thing. I think I even took a couple of videos and sent it to the RFR crews, like set of you guys or whatever. But man, you were suffering like a dog from like the fourth lap.
Early on, yeah.
And there's like 12 laps to go. Yeah. And you just ground that out, man. I was so like, guys that didn't even know you were like, man, that dude, like, he like put it in. I'm like, like, it was a big day out for you, man.
Yeah. You were going to have to peel me off that mountain.
Yeah, because it was a 14-hour cut-off, and I think Levi had come behind you, like, made it within, like, 15 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
So, like, there was an end to it, but there was no way you were stopping, that's for sure. Yeah, right. And how was the camaraderie? Like, because the feedback I've had from others was that, like, it was cool to, like, sort of cross paths with people and, you know, tell me about the experience of that, like even the people you didn't know. Yeah. Like
it was top notch. It was really top notch and stuff. And I think because as we were saying, like you're in the hurt locker, so to speak, and we know that we're all in that as well. So it's not like we're not sitting there going, I'm going to beat you, like at all. It's just, let's just get through this. Yeah. Let's make it happen. Let's make magic.
Everyone's feeling everyone's pain.
How's it compared just to like, because I've done like a couple of big days, but more just like myself or one or two other people. I've never entered into an ultra, and I get it why people do. And hats off if you can finish 50 or 40 or 100, however long you want to go. And yeah, I feel like you're in the hurt locker. How did it compare to like a ultra where there's just like hundreds and hundreds of people? And
it's different. It's really different because everyone's out there for their own, you know, they've got that distance that they want to go for and they've got a time that they want to go for, and you don't see people as much. Yeah. Because I know when I did the did Tarawera 100 miler last year, through the night, I got to one aid station, and then there was like, I don't know, 20. I think it actually was only about 18 Ks, but it was in the dark. I was by myself completely. My head went to some bad places then, and it felt like it was about 6 hours that I got through that part, and it just ground me down. And I would sit there the whole time going, okay, 2 hours I've got my no dose. And then I knew in 2 hours' time I could have another no dose. So I just kept looking out for that. Or, you just have to trick yourself into things. You don't have anyone. It's all you. It's all in your head. And it's hard. It's a grind. Whereas that was just, you knew you were constantly going to see people the whole time.
Yeah, it was
so
nice getting back up
nice.
top of the mountain, seeing you guys carrying on once you sort of, ticked
awesome.
another lap over, another summit.
Yeah, I think the joint suffering is something that you really come together on, and like even when you do those other events like Tarawera or whatever, like even at the end, like people you don't know or you might have run with for some of it, there's a joint like, hey, we got through that together. There's a special moment. It was an absolute pleasure to have both of you there, like from the perspective of like you're good humans. You like to suffer and suffer for a cause. And, like we said, we raised money for LF. And I think the goal was $500 per person. And there was 15 participants. So $7,500. And we ended up raising $27,500 grand.
It's unreal.
And, Anytime Fitness definitely, contributed to that. And we were very appreciative of that. But the whole reason we do stuff, I think there's a... The reason why we do stuff is to do hard things because our life's easy, right? And it's not because, to downplay people go through hard times, but our life in Australia is largely easy in the fact that if I want a drink, I can get a drink pretty quick. If I'm hungry, I can eat, and maybe I've eaten too much.
There's no way in the 40s people were signing up and paying. What do you pay, like 800 sheets for an ultra or?
900.
Yeah, imagine that. Like 70, 80 years ago, you'd tell people, okay, so say we were at like 1940, right? You're like, okay.
Hello. Isn't that how they talk about it? Hello.
So in 85 years' time, there's going to be all these people that rock up, they pay all this money, and they run for 100
miles, yeah.
And like, what they're paying,
You're joking.
they're paying to do this. It's like,
man.
You're kidding me, right?
Yeah.
But that's what we have to.
That's what we do now.
Yeah, that's what people do, so we can suffer and because it's a life of it's death by comfort.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
Which is it's not unfortunate. It's but I think that to be alive right this minute. It's like we've got it better than what we know anyway.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And I think that's when you do that sort of stuff, though.
Instead of dying from starvation, I think Rich was saying more people are dying because they're eating too much. And it's what, like
too sedentary.
So, that's why we, like I said, that's why we're suckers for punishment.
Yeah,
but,
we are.
Yeah, whether it's like a physical activity or even people that, I guess, challenge themselves mentally, like to learn more, to read.
Yeah,
like,
man.
It's whatever
you can do.
Yeah, it's horses for courses or whatever sort of is your tick. And you know that you've put in the hard work because, you get, once you work hard, like, the satisfaction you get from after it and like you've learnt or you're fitter or you're stronger or just like you've got better mindset. Yeah, that's and it comes down to one thing and that's just consistency and showing up and
It's at its core it's really basic, eh?
Yeah.
Like it really is. But I think when you do those things and you do it for other reasons, it becomes even more juicy, and I reckon it puts another gear in you.
100%.
You're like,
Yeah.
Anyway, like it's a funny sort of thing to talk about, but when you go and some people might have said to you, and I'm sure they did, 100 mile, that's crazy, right?
How
that's
crazy.
Stupid, whatever.
How do you run 7 marathons in a week?
Yeah, all
You're
of
not.
that, right?
Yeah.
But people can't see themselves training or putting in the time and effort to so people think it's kind of wrong or bad. But I think when you do those things and you do it for a reason that's beyond yourself, you have the ability to go, okay, get up and go again, right? Get up and go again. And, for the vertical 5, for us to raise, 27, 28 grand, whatever it was, that makes a big difference to people, And from a blood cancer perspective, the stuff we do, 53 people a day get blood cancer. It's too fucking many. Like, sorry for swearing, but it's too many. And I think for everyone and every cause, there's a statistic like that's that's unsettling, right? And I think the biggest thing out of this for myself is like to challenge people and go, hey, listen, go and do hard stuff. and do it for a reason that's beyond yourself. And you guys are certainly like, you guys live this in what you do with your community, which is inspirational to me. But it's something about being consistent, being exact, and being focused that allows good things to happen. It's pretty cool.
It really is.
And it happens for you guys on a weekly basis.
Yeah, it's cool to think that there's that. How many runs are there? Like 7
In a week
hours
now?
a week?
Yeah, about that.
Is this 7 up? Wow.
Well,
That's
there's
three.
There's 3 from
So
dock
three,
of the foreshore.
three from the
How many
dock.
from Denman? Is there 2 now? Or just
One from Denman.
So that's 4.
UC has 2. So that's 7.
Jetty.
I've got the jetty in
Oh,
my
you got it.
fingers already. Yeah.
Spirit fingers.
And watch this space because Tuggers and Gungahlin.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's all happening.
We have toyed with the fact of potentially doing a vertical 5 down here, Shooter, with the RFR community. And we're certainly keen to do that. And maybe it's...
I'll sign up.
We've got our first participant. Perfect. We are a Bloody Mission and RFR. We're keen to keep connecting with you guys. And I don't know, it's cool to do cool shit with good people, and we just want to keep doing that. But, I think as over the next 12 months, I think there's a plan to sort of pull that together with you guys down here. And would love that the community leans into that however they want to do it, or maybe we've scared them off with the what we talked about today. But with what you guys are just talking about with the opening of more sites, for RFR, where does that finish? Do you know what I mean? And not that there's a finite done, but where does that end up, do you think? Interstate?
It'd be great to go interstate. Yeah, but I think it's and correct me if you think this isn't right. To have places contact us to say we want to host this here gives them that sense of ownership, and I think that keeps the momentum in that place going. Obviously, like I'm going to call us oldies, going in and helping out in the first couple of months or something, just to get them really on their feet, and then for them to really take over and take ownership of it. Absolutely.
Like give them the blueprint, you mean?
Yeah, that's right. And then who knows? I mean, let's go to Queanbeyan because it's interstate, but it's kind of close, and then just branch out from there. Yeah. You?
Yeah, it's exciting because, I feel like, and like I was saying earlier, it's not so much about getting 100 people. Like even if you can get a consistent 10, 5, it does make a difference to lives. And the smaller ones, like the boutique, like that's where it's at because you get to know everyone. It's like then you are a little bit accountable to rock up. The big ones, like no one really knows if you rock up or not. It's just like a mass of people. But like the little ones, especially if it does turn into something big, it's like that's special if you're one of the founders. Yeah. So
it's inspirational. It's a pleasure to have you guys and to talk to you guys. And I know this won't be the last time we talk about running and stupid events and unique things. But Jess, the work you do, with Bravehearts, and even just general community work is fucking awesome.
Thank you.
And you should be really proud of that. And
Thank you.
I know that comes from a big heart. You and Rich do have big hearts, and keep up the good work because it's cool to watch, and it's cool to know people like yourself, that are leaning into other people. And I think, Shooter, for yourself, you enable people. You don't know the impact you have on people by the way that you provide what you do. And when you come to my place after the Vertical 5 and we had a spa and a few beers, whatever, and I was just blown away with what you do personally for the community there, but then how it impacts you, like from the, you're cooked, you're tired, but you're still there turning up and rocking up. And I think congratulations for hosting or providing a home for people that feel safe and comfortable to do that. And, I know it's not just you, but you're a part of that. So congratulations on what you're building, and it's been a bloody good time talking to you guys, and can't wait to do it again. So
thanks, Cal, as well.
Thank you.
You've been an exceptional host. You've obviously done this a couple of times, seasoned pro, but it's been we're super pumped that we had the challenge to do the Vert 5, and also now that we're sitting in a potty room with you, it's a bit surreal actually. But,
isn't it? Yeah.
But it's been a great chat. Thanks, Jess.
It's been awesome. Thank you. Thanks, Shooter.